old, far out. Good old Stu fashion. I can't get this stupid camera to. Wouldn't be a Stu vlog without a cock up, eh? There we go. Right, so I thought I'd do my summary from here in Vegas, because by the time I get home I'll be too depressed and too knackered, and it'll be a few days and I'll have forgotten everything. So I thought I'd do it now, just to make it connected to the rest of the trip. Okay, so I'll start off with the budget. Now, it's funny with the budget because I ate once a day, literally, and apart from one day, it was comped. It was on my resort credit, so food didn't cost me anything. Drink-wise, I pretty much just drank free drinks. I tipped well. The more I drank, the more I tipped. But generally, I tipped the servers anything between $2-3, and they always came back too much, almost. Like it was silly. Some days I was drunk at 6 o'clock in the evening, and I had to come back and have a little rest and sober up before I went out in the evening. And then at the bars, and that was a revelation actually, sitting at the bars. I've not done that before, and sitting at the centre bar here at Excalibur and the Tap Bar, just playing the machines. You put $20 in and you get free drinks. Now the barmen are all nice, chatty, friendly. There's always someone sitting there you can talk to next to you, and you've got a slot. And the actual slots used to be terrible. It used to be just video poker on the bars. But now they got, like I was playing Buffalo at the Tap Bar, and of course Kitty Litter, or Kitty Glitter as it's actually meant to be, on the centre bar, and you can bet right down to 30 cents a line. So you can sit there with $20, spend an hour or two, good conversation, loads of free drinks, and spend $20. So that was a revelation. I would highly recommend, especially if you're on your own. It's a good sociable place to go. You're in the middle, certainly Excalibur, you're in the middle here, and I think that's the same everywhere. It's got a centre bar, and you can sit there and chat away and play away and get free drinks. So yeah, so drinks wise didn't cost me a lot. I had a couple of cocktails with dinner at Tap, but I generally just stuck to rum and coke because I knew that I could handle that and I wasn't going to be dead in the morning. So yeah, so that's so yes. What was I talking about? I've got a list here. I've got a list of stuff I meant to talk about and I've forgotten already. Budget. That's what I was talking. Budget. So yeah, the hard thing with budgeting, especially I think when you're on your own, is the gambling, because you're on your own, and so yes, you talk to people and yes, you say hello, but it's more fleeting than it is if you're with someone. You don't go out for long sit-down meals. You don't go to shows. You could, of course, but you don't, because it's a bit awkward sitting on your own. So, yeah, you sort of don't do those sort of time-consuming things that you might do if you're in a couple or you're with friends or whatever. And so, therefore, you gamble more. And so, gambling, I think my go-to, like, slow burn was craps. I played a lot of craps just because I knew I could play for hours and it wouldn't cost me a lot. Same with blackjack, same with roulette. Just slow burn. You could go for a couple of hours and the worst you're going to come out is 100 or 200 down if you bet sensibly. So that was always my slow burn. Bubble craps, which is good fun if you get a good crowd around the table, and it's cheaper than playing on the actual tables. So I played quite a lot of bubble craps and yeah, barely lost a cent. As for the slots, the trouble is they're great fun to play, and so they're fun to play and you enjoy playing them, but they are such a money drain. I think I had the early win, which was a bit of a problem in a way, because after that sort of really good Sunday and Monday, by Tuesday I was like, well, I've spent no money. Like, this is great. I can keep this going for the rest of the week and have all this money to take home. Wow, it's so cool. So I was betting high. I was betting, sort of $2.50, $3 a spin, and winning. so I just kept doing that, and I did it on I think the Tuesday or the Wednesday and the Thursday, and all of a sudden, I was burning through money like it was like it was crazy. It was doing my head in. So by yesterday, Tuesday, Wednesday, by Thursday and Friday, I was back down to trying to just bet minimum bets, and it's not as exciting. And the excitement with betting higher bets is you're going to win. You know, when you do win, you win $400-500. But with the smaller bets, I found that I was maintaining much easier. You know, I'd be playing for half an hour, and I'd come away $10 up, $20 down. Whereas before, when I was betting high, I was going in and doing $2-3 slots and going through $100 in literally 2 or 3 minutes. And so yeah, it's tough. You know, you watch all the vloggers and they're all betting. You know, they're $3 and $5 a spin, and you know they seem to get thousands in bloody majors and hand pays and all. So I don't know how they do it. Just that didn't happen for me. So I went back to the low bets and just slow burn for the rest of the week. It's still, and the thing is, it's still enjoyable. The slots are still fun to play, and so. So yeah, I probably should have, once I'd won those. And I always say the psychology of gambling is that you're going to have, in a week, you're going to have one great day, which I had. You're going to have a couple of average days where you might come out even, which I had, and you're going to have 2 or 3 shit days. And it's on those days you've got to minimise your losses, and I didn't. Oh, that's typical me though. I did minimise all losses in the end, but for 2 days I thought, yeah, I'm going to win the millions, yay, and just went crazy, and yeah. So that was a mistake, learning point, which I won't learn from. I'll do it again, no doubt. Talking about the slots, now I've got a little list of the slots. I think, amazingly, my favourite slots from before, I think everyone when they come, they start off on their favourite slot from the last trip. And then they gradually migrate to something else, and that becomes a new favourite slot. So this trip for me, Dancing Drums, was just getting the major helped, but generally I'd play Dancing Drums, and it always gives you something back. It's a pot game. There's a pot, but it isn't about the pot. The pot's nearly always the mini, apart from when you get the major. But so it's not about closing the pot. It's about the free drums games. It's about the line hits you can get. I got some great line hits on Dancing Drums. You don't get that on all the machines. A lot of the pot games, it's all about filling the pot up. And you can spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds to fill these bloody pots up, and then you win a $10 mini. So yeah, Dancing Drums did really well for me. Huff and More Puff. I started off really well on Huff and More Puff. I was like, wow, this is a great game. I was getting bonus after bonus on 5-cent denom. And it was, I was rolling. It was going really well. That was the first 3 or 4 days, and then it dried up. I played it a few times since, and nothing. And it went through money like water. So yeah, it started off really well, but it was a go-to game. I did enjoy playing that. Dragon Link. Well, I had that great night in Mandalay on Dragon Link, but the rest of the time it was awful. So Dragon Link's very volatile, very hit and miss. You either get on a machine that's on a roll and you sit there and you play all night, or you just go through $100 with nothing. So yeah, Dragon Link was good. It's not the most exciting game to play, but it is the one where you think, oh, I might hit the major. It's the one where the major, it's there in your face every time you get bonus. So it's a good game to play, but it's very volatile. Game of Thrones. Now, the Game of Thrones one, the huge thing that I couldn't film, that's a brilliant game. I really enjoyed playing that. Lots of little bonuses here, there, and everywhere. Slow burn or flow bets. Don't think I'd ever play high bets on it, just because it's just a fun game to play. Lots happening, great graphics, amazing sound, seats vibrate. It's a great game to play. And on a low bet, I think it was 75 or 88 cents or something like that, 80 cents a spin, you can play on it for a while, and it's just good fun to play, like really enjoyable. Buffalo, hot and cold. I went on the original Buffalo, the old one, a few times. One lost. All the other Buffalo ones, nothing. I did Buffalo Link, got a few pathetic bonuses. I did a few others of the Buffalo Revolution and Buffalo. I don't know, all the different ones, but they're all they're really hard to win on, and really hard. When you get a great bonus, they're amazing, but they're very few and far between. In fact, I got barely any bonuses on Buffalo, the other Buffaloes that I played. Kitty Glitter or Titty Litter, whatever you want to call it, at the bar. That was a fun game to play, really good fun game to play. That was a good one, you get the free spins. I was playing 30 cents a bet, getting the free spins, and ended up with $60, $70 bonuses on a 30-cent bet. So that was a really good game to slow burn on. So I enjoyed playing the Kitty Litter. I did Miss Kitty. That was again volatile. Did all right. It's potentially you get great bonuses, but you also can get really bad bonuses, and they're hard to get. So it was okay. And then I played a lot of slots, but all the ones that I played that I thought, I like Cash Crop and a few others that I played that I just thought, yeah, I'll see what it's like. You know, I'd seen it on vlogs, and I thought I'll see what it's like. They were just awful. Like, I got nothing on any of them. You know, all of those ones where you collect the carts and then you get paid on the carts and that sort of thing. I just did awful on those. So I played a lot of slots, but I didn't really. You'll see on the vlog, it's nearly all Huff and Puff or Dancing Drums, simply because they're the only ones that got bonuses on. Like, all the others just swallowed my money. Anyway, so that's the machines. Where was I? Hotel-wise, so I started off on the budget, didn't I? So I was talking about the budget. So yeah, so with my budget, I basically bought $300 for gambling and $100 for everything else. So that's $400 a day, $2,400 for the week. Out of that, the $100 other, I basically spent it on gambling because I didn't spend it on anything else, tipping and that sort of thing. But it was gambling and tips that was spent on. So at the end of the day, I pretty much lost all that. But it was just my budget. That was my budget. I didn't put anything on credit cards or anything like that. Room was free, so I basically spent my budget, which is okay. That's you bring that money, you know, to spend. That's the point of a budget, is that that's what you're prepared to spend. You know, when you think of $400 a day in Vegas, and you're gambling, you know, 7 or 8 hours a day, that's not too bad, really. You know, it helped that those first couple of days did definitely help, and of course that day I had at South Point helped as well. I did well at the poker, so that was really good. And I'll come back to South Point in a minute. So yeah, budget-wise was fine. It would have been nice to bring money back. I didn't, but it's there to be spent. So hotels-wise, tip. Okay, and I don't know why it is. Maybe it's the time of year. It's not that hot outside. It's 25, 26, 27. It's warm outside, but the hotels are freezing. I haven't worn shorts all the time I've been in Vegas. It's crazy. I literally haven't worn shorts. I would have frozen in the casinos. Every time I was sitting, if you sat for 3-4 hours in a casino, I was literally cold to touch. It was bizarre how cold the aircon is. Now that might be great in August when it's like 40 degrees outside, but it wasn't overly warm. So I found myself going outside to warm up and then going back in. Crazy how cold the aircon was. But maybe it's just because I'm a silly old man. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. No, I am a silly old man, but maybe it's that. The drink service in every hotel was brilliant. The only hotels I didn't really see drink service was in Flamingo and Resorts World. Yeah, Flamingo and Resorts World and Wynn. No, I got one in Wynn, but those weren't so great. But the service everywhere else were loads of them all the time, like really good coverage. The best coverage would be here, Mandalay, and New York, which is why I like the South End, because it just is more like that. And it's quite funny. The servers here at Excalibur are all older people, so you've got to give them a bit more time. You order a drink and you know it's going to be like 15 minutes before they get back because they're like walking up with their tray and like. So they're lovely and they're amazing people. Nothing against police because I'm old, so I can say that. But yeah, they tend to be the older ladies here at Excalibur, so you've got to allow them a bit of time to get back with your drink. But everywhere else has been pretty good. So the different hotels, I was really, really, really impressed with Fontainebleau. That was a beautiful place. I'd definitely stay there. I'd like to. I got the card. Whether I'd get anything from it, I don't know. But it would be great to stay there. That's a beautiful hotel. And I did all right there. I actually did all right at Resorts World as well, gambling. But didn't go so much. Well, it had no personality. Like Fontainebleau. Sort of felt classy. Resorts World felt like a classy shopping mall. It didn't really have any heart. I don't know. Didn't have that feeling about it. Whereas Fontainebleau did. Fontainebleau, whatever you call the stupid place. That at least it felt new and luxurious, but it also felt like it had a heart. Maybe just a feeling, just me. I don't know. Then coming along the strip, Bellagio is Bellagio. I lost there in the end, but only because of one machine. It always comes down to one machine that gobbles your money, and then you get the gambler's psyche of like it's taking loads of money, so it must be ready to pay. So you put more money in, and it just gobbles and gobbles and gobbles. It's always one machine. You spend like 2 hours walking around and playing with these machines and getting your money back, and go to the next one, get your money back, get the next one. And then you hit one machine and it just eats everything. And then your gambling psyche says, gotta win, gotta get my money back. And that's when you're screwed. The Caesars properties, I didn't go in many. I went in Flamingo, I went in Horseshoe. No, I didn't go in Horseshoe. Anyway, those ones down that way. I don't really like them. Whether it's, I'm not MGM's great, but I don't know. I just don't like them. Caesar's lovely to look at, but I don't like gambling there. Paris is beautiful to look at, but I don't like gambling there. Venetian's beautiful to look at. I know it's not Caesar's, beautiful to look at, but I don't like gambling there. So Cosmo was disappointing. It's a great hotel. It looks beautiful. It's got a great position on the strip, but it didn't play well. I've never really. I know everybody loves Cosmo, and it is a lovely place, but and I'd love to stay there when it's MGM, and if I get some offers there, I'll probably end up staying there. But I don't know. The sort of jury's out as far as Cosmo goes. But yeah, I mean, all my best hotels are up this in Excalibur, New York, Mandalay. They're my 3 go-to gambling places. I think they've got the best floors, the best feeling, the best vibe. Not so much Mandalay's vibe because it's quite relaxed, but out of all the casinos on the strip, they're the 3 I want to gamble in, and they're the 3 I generally do all right in. Well, I haven't said that. I lost probably most of my money in Excalibur, but I like losing it here. Don't like losing it anywhere else. So that's the hotels. What else? So I came here 2 years ago, sort of after COVID was wrapped up and things were getting back to normal, and it was awful. Like, it wasn't awful. We had a great trip. I was with my nephew, and we had a great trip. We had a great time. But the Vegas didn't feel like Vegas last time. There was like lots of people in the hotels that weren't gambling, that weren't there on holiday, that were clearly there to sell drugs, to pickpocket, to prostitute themselves, and so on. There was clearly a lot of dodgy people in the casinos, and there was no security chucking them out. It was really not nice last time. There was loads of people on the strip begging, loads of people dodging, and I don't mind homeless. Like, I'd gladly give $1 to someone who's obviously homeless, but these hawkers, people that just hassle you over everything, the CD guys that try and give you a CD and then give you a mouthful if you say no, or you No, anyway, the last time it was, as I say, 2 years ago, it felt like Vegas didn't give a shit anymore. It was just going to take money. And obviously now this trip, huge difference. Like there's security walking around in the casinos. There's no dodgy people. I have not seen one dodgy person in the casinos like it used to be. So from that respect, fantastic change. Same with on the strip. I didn't saw a couple of people that were down and out, but there was hardly any hawkers. The usual people, the ones dressed up as Transformers and Mickey Mouse and what have you, and the showgirls, but they weren't pushy. They were fine. It's really cleaned its act up, or at least it's cleaned its act up to pre-COVID, which is fantastic. Like it felt like old Vegas again, or not old Vegas, but Vegas from before COVID. So that was really good. That was really refreshing. And pleasing, because I was worried last time I came. I was worried that maybe Vegas was going down the wrong road. I didn't go to. I'm a bit pissed that I didn't, but I didn't go to downtown. I planned to go downtown, never did, and I'm a bit pissed off about that. I should have done. I should have gone downtown. I love downtown. Should have gone. On your own, again with gambling, because I'd have wanted to have been there at night. Then I have to get a taxi back at whatever time in the morning, and I'd have had a few drinks and what have you. And so that was the problem. If I was staying, I think next time I've got to stay a night or two downtown and have a couple of days down there. Everybody loves it, and I've loved it. The times I've been down there have been amazing. And I should have gone. I should have gone when I started losing money at the middle of the week there. I should have taken a day and gone downtown, but I didn't. So that's a regret. I should have gone downtown. So that's pretty much that. As far as my solo trip, my first solo trip goes, would I do Vegas again solo? Yes. Would I do it differently? Probably not. It would probably be the similar sort of thing, although I would go downtown. Is it better than travelling with other people? So that's a tough one. Now, the great thing about travelling with a wife or friends is that you're going to go to shows, you're going to go out for meals, you're going to go to bars, you're going to talk, you're going to spend more time doing stuff. And the more time you spend doing stuff, the less time you spend gambling. Now, obviously, gambling you could win, but it's not usual to win. So it's nice when you're with someone that you can go and do the other stuff. I missed going to a show. I'd love to have gone to a show, but I just didn't want to sit there on my own. So there's pluses and minuses. It was great to do what I wanted when I wanted to do it. It was great just to gamble and not have anyone saying, "Oh, crumbs, you've lost a bit," or you've won a bit, or or let's go and do this, or let's go and do that, when I didn't want to do it. So it was great just to please myself and to have a week of just getting that. If I got up at midday, I got up at midday. If I got up at 6 in the morning, I got up at 6 in the morning. Whatever, it didn't matter. So that was lovely. It was lovely to be able to be like that. And my life's not like that. I've got people that rely on me in life, so it's not. It was lovely to have no one relying on me just to do what I wanted. On the other hand, next year I've got a trip, hopefully with my wife, as our anniversary. It's my 60th, her 50th, and our 20th wedding anniversary. I hope I got that right. So it's a big year for us next year. So we plan to come back to Vegas, where we spent our honeymoon, a part of our honeymoon, and stay at the Bellagio again like we did on our honeymoon. I'm sure we won't do what we did on our honeymoon, but we will spend some time together in Vegas, and I'm so looking forward to that, because I so want to have some quality time with just her and me again. It'll be fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to that. Will there be times when I think, I just want to go and gamble? Yes. But I would say I would look forward to that more. I usually come with my brother and my nephews. We call ourselves the Wolf Pack. There's 4 of us. Did I miss them being around? Yes. we go out, we get drunk, we get silly, we do all the stuff that four blokes do in Vegas, and we have a great time, and it's great to see them. But it's very different because you're doing, you're always doing what everybody wants to do. And don't get me wrong, it's always great fun, but it's also quite nice to do what you want when you want to do it. So I would say, yes, I'll come back on a solo trip if I had to. Yes, I'd come back with a group if I had to. It's brilliant either way. So I think that's pretty much the summary. It's 25 minutes. I'll make a video, probably the longest one, because all the rest of the bloody vlogging. That's the other thing I was going to say, vlogging. Oh my God, I don't know how you guys do it. How do you vloggers do it? I don't know. Like, number one, I feel like an idiot sitting there filming with the camera up here because you can't get the screen in. Filming like this, trying to watch the screen, and then when you look at it, you find out you've got your finger in the way, or you're pointing at the floor or the ceiling, and it's such a pain. It'd be easy with two of you, I guess, but you guys that do it on your own, far out. Like, I've got every respect, because I've done a shit job. And if you've got this far, you'll know what a shit job I've done. But it is really hard. It's really hard to do, and it's really hard to talk. I feel a bit like self-conscious sitting there talking while I'm doing it, especially because you have to talk quite loud because the music and the machines are loud. I found that in the first couple of days I was chatting away quite normally like I would like now, and I don't know whether I've got a quiet voice or what, but I was chatting away, and then I watched the video back the next day and couldn't hear a word I was saying. All you could hear was ding 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 like this and in the background, and couldn't make out the words. And I thought, well, this is crap, because I watch other vlogs and they're chatting away and they can hear everything. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? So I actually messaged Heather at Born to Vegas, and she said, you've got to shout, basically. So it was great advice. So I tried talking louder. So I think the later ones were better. But again, whether you can work out what I'm saying or not, I don't know. None of it's interesting. Bit like this, 27 minutes of nothing very interesting. But I waffled on. But anyway, I felt a bit subconscious about that. There was lots of bonuses I didn't film, or I'm going to cut out because they were low on 80-cent bets and they were $3. There were lots of bonuses I didn't film just because I didn't want to film. You're like, do I have to film again? If I was getting little bonus after little bonus, I was like, I just can't bother. Again, I'll come away thinking, I should have taken more pictures, I should have taken more video of the strip and the hotels. And I'll look back, I'm sure I'm going to look back at this and go, why didn't I take that? Why didn't I video that? Why is on just every bloody video is dragon spin? But, so those guys do amazing jobs with their content. Shout out to all of them. From the slot channels like Matt Bridger to the channels where the couples like Lindsay and the Coin Show, they're amazing to watch. I watch the Coin Show. I never would do anything that they do because they eat really great food and go to these amazing places. But it's great to watch them, and he's really good. He chats away and they chat away like they're just talking, and I just can't do that. At least I can't do it and be heard. I can, but you don't actually hear a word I'm saying. And of course, Born to Vegas are amazing, and Hangovers and Handpay. I'm not going to mention all the vloggers. You know the vloggers. Anyone that watches Vegas knows the best vloggers. But they're all amazing to watch. And I don't know where I was going with this. Where was I going with this? Rewind. Oh yeah, how good they are at doing it and how bad I am. Was that what I was saying? Probably. A classic example of why I'm not very good at this. But yeah, so they're all amazing, and I'll continue watching them, and hopefully I'll be able to watch this back in years to come, and hopefully some of it will be worthwhile. And if it's not, it's not. It's coming up to 30 minutes, so I'm going to call it a good day, go and check out, go home to New Zealand. Vlogs coming up. I'm skiing with my two youngest kids in the South Island of New Zealand, so I shall vlog that. If you're interested, watch along. It'll be fun, I'm sure, watching the silly old man ski. And then me and my wife are coming back to Vegas next year for our anniversary trip. That'll be immense. If she's okay with me vlogging it, I'll probably vlog that as well. We're going back to the UK for my mum's 90th birthday. Shit, I shouldn't have said that. It's meant to be a surprise. Might have to cut that bit out. We're going... anyway, we're going on a trip. Cut. Restart. We're going on a trip to the UK at some point in the future. And I'll vlog that as well. And Poppy will be on that one. If you've watched any of my other vlogs, you know that Poppy's my daughter and she's actually good at vlogging and I'm not. She'll be on that trip and she'll be able to tell you what it's like from a teenager's point of view. And then hopefully I'll get out with the Wolfpack a year after that. But who knows? Who knows what life will bring? I'm healthy. I was healthy for this trip. It was great. I've had a great time. Who knows what will happen in the future? But that's the plan. The plan is to keep on doing it. I enjoy the vlogging. It's nice to do it because it gives you something else to do, a purpose. But and the skiing should be fun. But it'll be with the kids. You won't be interested if you're a Vegas person. Then you won't probably be interested. But if you want to see a bit of New Zealand, then come along with me on that next trip. That's in September. Anyway, okay, I'm going to sign off now because it's gone over the half-hour mark, and it's been. If you've bothered watching any of this, thank you so much. I don't care if you subscribe, or I mean, I do care. It's like, it's an ego thing if you click like or subscribe or whatever you meant to do. But I don't. It doesn't bother me. If you just watch it, if you watch 5 minutes and think it's rubbish, that's fine. If you watch it all, then thank you very much for joining me. Like I didn't do it for you, I did it for me and my kids, but I've sort of done it for other people as well, and it's been good to vlog because it's given me a purpose, especially as I've been on my own. So thank you very much. Please put a comment if you agree with any of my points or think I'm daft or think the whole thing's a load of shit and I need to give up vlogging. Then leave a comment because I'm always happy to read a comment. It's nice to have that. Anyway, I've got to go and check out. 9:36. Got to go and catch a flight back to cold New Zealand. Until next time, everyone. Thank you and good night.